Hey guys, let's talk about how to improve your self-image. First of all, what is your self-image? Your self-image is basically an amalgam of a lot of beliefs, ideas, and paradigms that you have about yourself. It's the way you see yourself inside of your mind. The idea, your identity, what you think you can do, what you think you cannot do, how you perceive, how you judge yourself, and it impacts everything you do. And that's the thing, it impacts the way you carry yourself, your amount of confidence, the way you relate to others, how you think other people see you. It relates yourself to how you see other people, whether you think you're better than them or not, or less successful than somebody you see. And so all those things are created from our self-image. And it's actually very interesting because our self-image can completely change like this. Take the example of a person who go do plastic surgery. You can take two different persons and do the same surgery. One person will have a complete change of personality. It's like, let's say you remove a scar, you remove something that they didn't like about their external body, and all of a sudden, once it's fixed and they find themselves pretty and they think of themselves greater and they remove this inhibition, they become more confident, more outgoing, they talk to people differently, they carry themselves differently, they have a completely different way to relate to themselves. On the other side, another person who can go to the exact same surgery and with the same kind of result would have no change in terms of the confidence, no change in terms of their self-esteem, no change in terms of how they see themselves. All they can still see is the flaws. It's not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not tall enough, not successful enough, not as much as others, and all of those things. So that self-image is so important because as human beings, we have a need to remain consistent with how we see ourselves, with our identity, with who we think we are. And that's why we always gravitate back toward that same middle, how we know ourselves to be. And so if you think yourself to be only this much and only doing those things and only capable of what you're doing right now, you're going to keep yourself in that bound and you're going to keep yourself in that box. Basically, you put yourself in that box, this is all I am, and I am not this, and I'm not that. And so I subconsciously, you're going to do whatever is needed for you to always gravitate back here. And take the example of people who try to lose weight. They see themselves as being fat or being not desirable or not pretty enough or whatever that means for them whenever and how they see themselves. The problem is that you can go on diet after diet after diet and exercise and so on, but if your mental and emotional concept of yourself doesn't change to reflect the person you want to be instead, you're going to gravitate right back where you started as soon as the diet ends, or at some point where the diet gets complicated, or at some point where something happens. You're just going to slip right back and lose all the benefits and all the gains. And how many people go through endless of diets and go like a yo-yo? So it's so important to really embody the person you want to become so that you can create congruency. Otherwise, you always remain stuck while trying to be another person and only finding yourself back toward that same level that your program, that your paradigm is at. Okay? So how do you create a change in your self-image? How can you actually boost your confidence, your self-esteem, see yourself in a better way with more confidence, with a better ability to talk to people, or whatever it is that you actually want? Maybe you'd like to feel more successful, more empowered, more bold, more courageous. The first step is always to define, hey, how do I want to see myself? Regardless of where you are right now, okay? You need to know your outcome. What's your outcome? Who do you want to be? How do you want to behave? How do you want to carry yourself? How do you want to talk to other people? What kind of person do you want to be like? And you need to be very clear, because if you don't know, then you don't know. And then if you don't have a clear direction, then you're going to be living a predictable past. So if you're not driven by the future, by a future vision, you will continue to live based on your predictable past. And that's why having an outcome, just like a GPS, knowing what you want, a direction that you need to go is very clear. So I recommend you to write it down, to write exactly how you want to be. The kind of behavior that are different, the type of mindset, the type of feeling, the way you carry yourself, and all those things, the way you look at yourself in the mirror. And then step number 2 is to start to embody that person in your imagination. Why in your imagination? Because your mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. And that's why every single athlete, every single successful people, they use imagination, visualization, or visual rehearsal, or all those ways. It all means the same thing. It's basically closing your eyes, relaxing, and visualizing the person you want to be, doing the things in the way that you want it to be done, feeling the way you want it to be done. So that could be like going to work and seeing yourself making and nailing the presentation with confidence and enthusiasm. This could be going out on a date with confidence, laughing, feeling free. This could be feeling rich and successful. This could be whatever it is. It's very personal. That's why you need to know exactly what you want and the kind of person you want to be. If you're feeling shy in your life right now and you lack the confidence to talk to people and to have nice, comfortable social skills, so to speak, then see yourself interacting with people on the street, with strangers, with people in the elevator, people at Starbucks, people on Zoom and internet, and do it from a place of confidence, from a place of well-being. And if you do that over and over and over again, basically what you're doing is that you're priming your subconscious mind to be this. You're priming yourself to experience this pattern in the future, and you start to actualize it. So you have to train your mind first and implant that seed of that new self-image and see yourself and feel that and become that. And sooner or later, you'll surprise yourself acting in that way. And that's one way you can improve your self-image. I'll see you in the next video, guys.